just having a fight over sitting forward.
Because he said he can't do this. It's uncomfortable.
It squeezes my stomach off and I can't breathe. Hey everybody, Shauna and Shauna here, webpianoteacher.com, in our living room at home, and we're just here. I didn't even prepare anything. We're just going to open it up. Anybody have any questions? I think you can type in a comment, right? Can you do that? Yeah. Just type in if you have a question or something. We're here to answer. You can ask anything. It can be about piano, the website, or we have 4 kids, so we got lots of stories.
Yeah, so the type of school our kids go to is a university model school. So they go to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then they have home days, Tuesday, Thursday. And the teachers send what's called a home assignment sheet, and they tell me what to teach them. So we have a kindergartner, we have a 2nd grader, we have an 8th grader, and we have a 10th grader. And the 10th grader actually, this is the first year he's at school every day
awesome.
of the week. So this is he's not here. Which is kind of nice.
Yep. So today we worked in the studio all day yesterday, recording and transcribing and answering emails. And Shauna's a big part of the website now. She does all the email support and camera switching and all the ideas that we're coming up with. Put me on a schedule now so that I don't just make videos when I feel like it, but stick to a schedule so I have regular output for the site. But we're having a good day. It's our first home day, so the kids are all here, and they're supposed to be working, but they're not working. Get out there and work. Get out there and work. She's loving the camera. The other 2 are trying to not be in the camera. Hey, Jonah. Oh, here he comes. Oh. He ran fast. Oh man. Any questions yet?
No.
Nothing yet. But anyway, yes, this is my wife, Shauna. And no, she's not my sister or
daughter.
Or daughter, yeah. That's what I did most time. So,
no.
Yeah.
No.
We are 11 years apart. 11 years, 2 months,
I think it's 10 years in.
No, it's 11 years. Because I was born in 73. You're born in 84, so that's 11 years.
No.
Plus my birthday's in
September and July, so it's 12 months. It's a year and almost in a 9 months. It's 10 years, or 1 year and 9 months.
Anyway, she's younger than I am. In case you were wondering.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Need somebody to take care of me when I can't get around anymore.
Jonah, I saw you in the picture.
Let me move this so we can see.
Yeah,
I don't know
Facebook.
that.
Try another way of going. Yeah, we can't see.
Someone.
There, now it's gone. Oh.
Stacy's watching.
Stacy.
our fun supporter.
Yeah, so we're here on the farm, a typical day, home days.
Hi, Stacy.
We try to get up at a scheduled time. Shauna and I have our Bible time in the morning, and then we have the kids get up and we try to make them stay on a schedule. They're not right now, obviously.
Well, we've already done some stuff, so kind of a break time.
Yeah, break time. And then somebody asked me, Sean, let's see, Sean, you are by far the best online teacher out there. You were one of the first people I started watching when I wanted to learn. Glad to see your website going so well. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Yeah, I started on YouTube in 2007. It's a funny story. I'm just teaching. I was teaching private lessons. I had 50 kids that I would teach a week, between 50 and 60. And they would come over to the house and I would teach, and sometimes I would go to their house. And one of my students brought over something. He had something on his phone, a YouTube video, or he looked it up on the computer or something. Yeah, I think we didn't have the phones yet. Mm-mm. No. So he wanted to show me this video, and it was a YouTube video. This woman, overweight woman on a motorcycle, and she hit a bump and flipped over it, and he just thought it was hilarious. I did too, I guess. But we saw that, and then I thought, oh, this is pretty neat. You can make a video, and then everyone in the world can see it. So I looked up some music lesson videos and found other people doing it. I said, well, I'm going to try this. So I uploaded a few videos. And just from my experience teaching, I know that there's a lot of people that have trouble reading notes. And reading music is like a roadblock to them. So I decided, let me try to teach them this way I've been teaching some of these students who are really talented, but they can't read music, and they're going to quit if I don't do something. So I started using the letters on the whiteboard, just like I did with these kids, on a sheet of paper. And it just took off. I mean, I had immediate success on YouTube and developed a following, and then we had made a website, and then it's gone from there. And this most recent update, this is Caroline here, my little princess. She loves the camera and attention. But this new update, we haven't done an update in like 10 years. It's kind of like starting over, really. It's fun in that respect, but there's a lot of work getting it going. But thank you for that comment. I really just take everything that I've been doing with private students and then put that in a video now. So all those 20 years, I didn't realize I was being prepared for online teaching, because you can't really do something on camera teaching-wise unless you've actually had experience with real live people, okay? So that's, I think, a problem with a lot of lessons today on anything, is that people are trying to teach someone else what they know, but they've never actually had the experience of having a studio of real live people to bounce their stuff off of and to learn what to do and what not to do. So it's been a great ride, and we're just we're right in the middle of it now. We're starting a new venture here. Here's another comment from Marcelo. Thanks for everything you do, guys. I like the new setup. Any benefits for those that bought the lifetime membership? I have a lot of lifers on the site, and you guys are keeping exactly what you bought when you had your lifetime. Let me say this, that a lot of people are wanting the lifetime now, but it's gone. No one can get it anymore. But if you had it, you will retain it for life. So it's a true lifetime membership, and you have access to the main video library, and you never have to pay again. That's your benefit. Everyone else has to pay again, has to do a regular membership on the site. So lifers keep that for life. So that is your benefit. You keep what you bought at the time. Let's see, what is that? That's just a notification. Anyway, I was going to share y'all something. Something I discovered. If you follow my videos, you know I have terrible allergies. I always clear my throat, and I apologize for that. I cannot help it. And,
at least you don't have to wear headphones and listen to the video directly into your ears
as I'm gargling. Yeah, but this stuff called apple cider vinegar. It's called fire cider. And it's not alcoholic or anything. It's just a tonic. You see the guy on the front, he's blowing fire. But I'll actually gargle with this a little bit, and I think it just strips your vocal cords clean. Listen to the stuff that's in this. Apple cider vinegar, that's bad enough. It has honey, oranges, lemons, onions, ginger, horseradish, garlic, turmeric, habanero pepper, and black pepper. Man, this will light you up.
It gives them really good breath.
Yeah. I'll gargle that a little bit, and it just kind of cleans everything out. I think it just lights it up or something. I don't know. But it works. And so we have another comment in there.
Tori says hello.
Oh.
Hey, Tori.
Hello, Tori. Now I just keep my allergies.
I'll just keep my eyes.
Anyway, yeah, it's kind of a challenge. I didn't know what I was know what I was getting into when I drank it the first time. But yes, it's tough. I had something else over here that was going to show you guys. I am a classically trained pianist, and from very young, it was just classical music, and that's all I did. So I didn't know any, real. I mean, I knew the music of the day. I grew up in the '80s, so I know, Journey and all the big bands and all that. But I was classically trained. Didn't really know any history, rock music. Hey guys, don't hit the camera. Don't hit the stand, okay? So just classical music. Even when I went to college, it was just classical. And then after college is when I really started to get into rock and roll music. Shauna and I started dating, and I just started, I just wanted to see what else was out there. And we would go, and one of our favorite things to do, I bought her a record player
it was
for her
our
birthday.
No, it was Christmas. We were dating, And we've been married now 16 years.
Yep.
And it still is the best Christmas gift he's ever given me. It was a record player, and there were like 5 albums that he got me of bands that he knew I liked. But he didn't yet really know those bands.
No.
So
Yeah.
this album was one of them, I think.
Yes, and this is actually an original. So, you know, this isn't a $1.99 job at the...
So it's reversed
store.
when
It
they
was-
watch it, because it's selfie mode.
Oh, okay.
Someone
It's,
says
well, you
It's-
know what this is if you
it's
know this album.
Bruce.
Come on, yeah, Bruce Springsteen, Asbury Park. Greetings from Asbury Park. But just listening to records has been a wonderful thing. I mean, if you've never done that, if you're a younger person and you never had the experience of records, it's just a completely different experience than, you know, popping in a CD. Or we don't have CDs anymore, do we? Just streaming, you know, something with an MP3 or whatever. This is totally different. I mean, what we used to do is, you know, you'd put on an album and just put on the headphones and just sit there and listen to the whole album and not do anything else. If you've never done that, that's really fun to do that. And getting into records, I recommend, they're cheap now, buying a record player, and you can find these in the record stores. You know, old records are pretty cheap now. And just, this was one of the ones that really inspired me. I knew who Bruce Springsteen was, you know, born in the USA, but I didn't really know Bruce, you know, the boss. So this is neat. You know, the old records, they have always something kind of funny or interesting about them. This one, of course, opened up and had the postcard on the inside to get to the, and you got the lyrics all printed out. And just sitting there on your bed and listening to the whole album and looking at the album cover, you know, is a neat experience. But that was one of my first albums that really got me into rock music. You know, classical musicians typically look down on everything else, you know, and not all of them, but it's kind of the idea of what happens in classical music. And to really get into, you know, rock music and good pop, you know, music as well was really an experience for me. That's one of the pivotal records for me. And also Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. I mean, that was awesome. Another funny story. When I was first starting to listen to rock music, my brother and I lived together, and I was listening through some music. Somehow I had a CD of Stairway to Heaven, and I listened to it, and I was just floored. I listened to the whole thing, and I rushed into my brother's room, and I bust open the door and said, "Michael, you gotta hear this, man. You gotta hear this song. Listen to this." And I put it in, and it starts, dum, bum, 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 you know, the Stairway to Heaven, and he's like, "Sean, tell me that you've heard this song before." He could not believe it, that I didn't know what Stairway to Heaven was. But that was the beginning of my introduction to Led Zeppelin. Then, of course, I went out and got all their CDs, and Sean and I would drive around and just listen to them. In fact, one of our favorite things to do, we'd go into Walmart like 2 or 3 in the morning and just, you know, the guy would be out there doing the buffing the floors, and we're looking through the CD, you know, racks and looking for
I
some.
kind of miss that.
New
You
music.
don't ever go anywhere anymore and, you know, like put the headphones on and listen to the CD.
Yeah.
We were trying to explain that to the kids, and our oldest son was like, "That's so lame." Well, but like everything is lame to him. So
Let's see, we have another comment here from Alf. Okay. It's not relevant for this.
we're working on your login, Alf. I'm not
Dear
quite sure what's going on
Sean,
with that one,
I
but
love your
I'll take a
music
look.
from
Let's see. Dear Sean, love your music from Pakistan. Oh, wow. Isn't that neat?
yeah.
Hello to
Robin,
Hazel.
she loves the 45s. I try to incorporate, we have a bunch of little 45s, and I try to incorporate them in the design of our new set, but they didn't make the cut. They were too busy.
Yeah.
I couldn't fit them on.
I know. I had to buy a new record player because the old one we had was stuck on this 45 speed. Couldn't get it off. So
And believe it or not, nobody repairs record players anymore.
no, you just had to buy a new one.
So,
You can buy needles, I think, but
yeah.
yeah. See, from Robin, glad to see you and your family. Thank you, Robin.
and
Neat.
All right, so one thing I wanted to see, so, you know, we have our Learn, Play, Share, and we've been doing a lot of teaching, or Sean has, so I know you guys have been learning a lot, and then I know you've been playing a lot because we see all your comments and things, so I know you guys are working on stuff, but we want you to share it, so I would love to see videos of you guys playing stuff and send it to us.
Mm-hmm.
I think in like the 13 years of me doing this, we've only seen a few videos that people have ever sent. So
Well,
that'd be kind of fun.
There have actually been quite a few. I just never have made a.
Yes, James, you get a shout out if you comment. What's up,
Yeah.
James?
I think I'd like. Shauna's actually a great musician herself. She actually taught piano. She's one of those that has a whole lot of natural talent, but never really developed it, I guess. Never took lessons or anything. But she has an awesome voice. She used to play guitar and sing, so that'd be cool if you did that again once for all our watchers, viewers.
Okay, I'll have to refresh.
Yeah, beautiful voice. So we'll work up something musical to perform for you guys.
I pretty much just spend all my time now
In bed.
feeding people. In bed.
Feeding them, yeah.
I wish.
And it'd be neat if they had some invention, that was just kid feed. You can buy and, just
Called
in bulk.
cereal.
Yeah, and you pull the hammer and it's measured out so they get, enough for,
Yeah, I think it's
and
called.
nutritious and
Yeah.
kid feed.
It's called cereal, but I don't allow cereal in the house because no one has figured out how to rinse a bowl out, and they leave their bowls all over the house. So cereal got the axe too, like the 45.
Yeah, I miss cereal. I miss fried chicken.
Oh, I like
probably-
Robin's comment. I have a close friend who is a piano teacher, and she's blown away that I cannot read music but can play.
Yeah.
See, it's not a requirement.
No, and I never want to put
Yeah.
down reading music. That's a great skill to have.
Well, I pretty much only read music.
Yeah,
I haven't really used Sean's method to play piano before.
it's it's reading music is a great skill to have, but it's not absolutely necessary. If you're just wanting to play your favorite songs, look them up on the internet. There are a lot of famous, incredibly talented musicians who can't read music, who never learned to read music. A ton of them. And so it is possible to learn to play just by ear and really not be lacking anything. I mean, it depends on what you're after. If you want to play classical music, you probably should learn to read music. But as far as just playing, your favorite songs on the radio and songs that you've heard growing up, I mean, you don't have to learn to read music. You can really do it. And here's another thing. You don't have to, it isn't like you can't learn music theory or you can't learn technique or ear training and all. In fact, it's better for your ear a lot of times not having to read music. And I can teach the same music theory that I do with music. I can teach it without it. In fact, I think it's even a little easier because you're not struggling with trying to read music at the same time. You can just study the actual chords themselves, the letters, the keys, and go right to it without having the roadblock of having to read music. So and some people just can't read. It's the way our brains are wired. I think some people just have a block about reading music that they can't get past. They have all this talent, all this love and desire, but they're being forced to learn a skill that's not even really necessary in the first place for them to do what they want to do. So that's kind of where I come in. And so that's kind of been my specialty, is teaching people to play who don't want to read music or who can't, or they just want to play. So I get you playing right away. I think that's one of the big pluses to the method I use. And man, I've gotten better myself on teaching this method and on notating it and all that. And you guys have probably seen that. I mean, I go back to some old videos and go, hey, I missed a note here. I missed a chord, or my ear's a lot better now than I used to be. So I'm trying to get better as well. There's another comment here, Alf. Hello, Shauna. Do you play piano as well?
Like a little bit.
She plays. She could actually play some of the beginner Beethoven sonatinas. She was actually in the Clementi sonatinas, classical music. She was playing some of those and some Bach minuets and stuff. So
yes, I like playing. I would love to get back to it, probably one of these days.
It's just
But
time.
Busy mom. We were homeschooling full time our kids. Well, gosh, it's been a while now.
Yeah. 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, 7 years, I think.
Oh.
7 years ago, we started homeschooling full time. So my time to practice was, limited. But I'd like to get back to it, practicing more. Brush up on the skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caroline is the character.
We actually have a family band. Shauna sings, and you've got to hear her voice. We've got to get her singing. And I play piano. And my son, Carter, my 15-year-old, he plays rhythm guitar. My 13-year-old can play the drums really well.
Yeah.
And then the two younger ones they'll find their instrument eventually, but we'll get them in there as well. See from Robin again. She says, I don't have a lot of time to practice. Just wanted to dive in. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is we have this big push in the teaching community to push reading music and music theory and all these other things, really technical, all of this together. I mean, you take a course and you'll take, 7 books, in the typical method book course. And it's really not necessary if all you wanted to do is play your favorite songs and dive in and start playing right away. So we start, learning to play the stuff you want to do right away instead of trying to learn something else so that you can finally play your favorite songs one day. There are a lot of fun songs that are available right now for a beginner, and that's the stuff I try to use with beginners.
Let me see.
Was there another comment?
Yeah, Faisal. Is that how we say that? Faisal? He's the guy from Pakistan.
From Pakistan, yeah, that's neat. Hey, you teach piano is amazing. I used to be a terrible teacher, and I think every teacher starts off terrible. And this was back when I was...
I'm going to get back to work with kids.
Get back to work? Okay.
I'm going to go back to work with kids. Good to see everybody.
I'll finish up my thought and then we'll end. But what was I talking about?
You're a terrible teacher.
Oh, yeah. I was terrible in the beginning. I was about 16, and I inherited a teacher's studio that had quit, and she was giving me all her students. And what was so hard is that you have to learn as a teacher that your experience is not going to be everyone else's experience. I had talent, perfect pitch. I have, this gift that God has given me, and I expected everyone to have that same experience as me. And realizing that, you have to break stuff down and feed it to someone in little pieces that they can handle was a big revelation to me. So I was pretty bad for a couple of years, and I finally started saying, hey, I don't want to keep being like this and having everyone quit like most pianists do. Most piano teachers have a tremendous turnover rate. And I finally changed what I was doing. For the students who needed a different way to learn, I started using that whiteboard method. And I started keeping all my students. And so the ones who could read music and wanted to continue, they were able to do that. But then about half of them, I would have that whiteboard method, and they just did fabulous doing that. It was just like turning over a new leaf for them. So let's have another comment here. Request to include Stevie Wonder lately in your library list. That's a request, and I get thousands of those. I can't do them all, unfortunately. Yeah, I do love Stevie Wonder. I will have another hired request list that will do, and I also pick songs based upon just what I want to put out. So, Sean, Sean, that was genius with the whiteboard method. It was just something that worked. I believe God gave me that method to use for people, and now it's being able to reach everyone across the whole world. So those years were training for me to learn how to do it, to listen, to write down what I was hearing, and to teach it to someone else. And then I just started transferring that to video. So I'm glad that everyone around the world can do that. Well, we've got to get back to our lives here with school and work. And I got to get ready to go to a football game tonight. My 15-year-old's in a football game, so I'm going to go with my dad and watch that. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Dad.